Hi friends, today's story is from Knowledge 3, Lesson 3, called Mount Olympus Part 2. Before we begin our story, I'm going to introduce our vocabulary words. Our first vocabulary word for today's story is the word grove. Repeat after me, grove. A grove is a group of trees growing or planted near one another. Our next vocabulary word is the word mission. Say mission. A mission is a special job or task. And our third vocabulary word is spectacle. Say spectacle. A spectacle is an eye-catching or amazing sight. Hermes, messenger of the gods, was on a mission for his father Zeus, the king of the gods. Zeus was calling the most powerful gods back to the palace at the very top of Mount Olympus. Already, Hermes had passed along Zeus's message to Apollo, the handsome god of music, poetry, and light, and to Apollo's sister, the huntress Artemis. Hermes had also carried the message to Zeus's brother, the mighty Poseidon, god of the sea. Hermes' task was not yet done, and he had to hover above Greece, looking and listening for the signs that would lead him to the next god he wished to find. This did not take long. In the distance, Hermes saw flashes of light from earth beneath him. Flying in that direction, he soon heard screams and angry shouts. And now he could see below him were two armies engaged in battle. The lights Hermes had seen were flashes of sunlight reflecting off their armor and weapons. The soldiers of one army were pushing back the soldiers of another army, which had now began to panic and run. Perched on a cloud high above the battle and clearly excited by this spectacle below, stood Ares, the god of war. Dressed in all red, tall and strong he stood, and his smile grew broader as Hermes landed beside him. "Hail, brother," said Ares, for he was also the son of Zeus. Pointing down, he asked, "Isn't it glorious? Here are humans at their best and worst, some displaying heroic courage and others cowardly fear." He pointed, and a beam of light shone on one of the desperate soldiers. "I've been watching that fellow there," said Ares. "See how he seeks to bring his fellow soldiers together to win the battle?" Hermes had never understood his brother's attraction to battle, but it would not do to say so. Hermes thought to himself, "It seems to me that the best elements of humans are love, loyalty, and learning, not fighting." To Ares he just said, "Zeus summons us all to Mount Olympus." Without taking his eyes off the battle below, Ares nodded and said, "I'll be there." But Hermes had already flown to the Greek city-state of Athens. Here he found his sister Athena, another daughter of Zeus and goddess of wisdom and war, walking among a grove of olive trees. With Athena was Zeus's sister Demeter, goddess of plants and of the harvest. In her wise, intelligent voice, Athena was saying, "And so, dear aunt, would you please make sure that this year's crop of olives is especially plentiful for the people of Athens?" Gently, Demeter answered, "I shall be delighted." Instantly, the nearby olive trees turned a deeper shade of green. Hermes landed, kissed his aunt's cheek, and then smiled at Athena. "I have come to tell you that Zeus calls us all to Mount Olympus." "Of course," Athena answered. Hermes was off once more to his last stop, back to Mount Olympus, where he had started. There Hermes followed the loud clang, clang, clang of metal striking on metal. His brother Hephaestus, the god of fire and the blacksmith of the gods, was standing by his red-hot forge with a huge heavy hammer in each hand, striking in a turn against a jagged lightning bolt. The lightning bolt was being shaped on top of an anvil, a heavy block of iron or steel with a smooth, flat top. Waiting outside to carry the lightning bolt to Zeus, who, as you remember, was the god of lightning and thunder, was a magnificent winged horse named Pegasus. Hephaestus did not even notice Hermes until the messenger god called out loudly enough to be heard over the hammer strikes, "Greetings, brother!" Hephaestus stopped hammering and, wiping the sweat from his brow, looked over at Hermes. The two gods, though brothers, appeared to be opposites. Hephaestus was huge and muscular in his upper body, but slow-moving due to an injury that had left his legs badly damaged. Hermes was slender and so smooth that he seemed almost to dance in all of his movements. Hephaestus' face broke out into a big grin when he saw the messenger god. "Brother, where have you been while I have been tied down here at my forge?" he asked his brother. "Practically everywhere," Hermes answered. "Zeus has sent me to summon everyone to the great hall." By everyone, Hermes meant the main gods, of whom he himself was one. In fact, there was only one left to contact. "Would you ask your wife to join us?" he asked. Hephaestus frowned. "She does not like to be awakened this early," he said, even though it was nearly noon by now. "But if it's for Zeus, I will do it." Hephaestus's wife was the most beautiful of all goddesses, the goddess of beauty itself and love, Aphrodite. Aphrodite was as used to luxury as Hephaestus was to hard work. Hephaestus told Hermes, "We will come." Finally, all the gods and goddesses had gathered. Aphrodite told Athena in a laughing voice, "I'm sorry I look like such a mess, but Hephaestus said I had to hurry." Athena smiled to herself, for as always, Aphrodite was absolutely stunning. Athena had no chance to reply, for now the king and queen of them all, Zeus and Hera, entered. Hera was the goddess of feminine power and women's lives. She knew why Zeus had summoned them all. The family of the Olympian gods was about to welcome a new member. Zeus raised a hand for silence, smiled, and announced, "Today is a special day. Today we invite to join us here on Mount Olympus a new god, the youngest of us all. Humans will worship him as they have worshipped the rest of us." Zeus continued, "Welcome among us, Dionysus, god of wine, pleasure, and theater." Suddenly there appeared a handsome fellow with laughing eyes, a lazy smile, and a dark curly hair. Dionysus spoke in light, easy tone. "I am honored. I shall teach humans to make wine and raise cups of it in praise of us all, and they shall dedicate their finest plays to the gods and goddesses. In these ways, I hope to provide pleasure to humans and honor to us all." And so it was that Dionysus joined the household of the gods and goddesses atop of Mount Olympus, completing what is known as the 12 Olympians and gods.